Now, today we witness a group of civil societies and activists led Kenyans into the demonstration against the Finance Bill 2024. But as we demonstrate against the Finance Bill, there are some few questions that we should ask ourselves. Last week we did witness the Treasury CS table a 4 trillion budget. My problem is not with the paying taxes. I don't find fault in paying taxes. Fine, for us to develop this country, we have to pay taxes. Okay, we have to agree on that. The problem is the increase of taxes. Even if the government decided to increase the price of things and even to increase the tax, even up to 16%, that's going to be a problem. What is the major problem is the accountability of this money we are paying. Okay? For example, majority of people are talking about the Finance Bill 2024. Have we tried to ask ourselves some of the allocation contained in the 2024-2025 financial year budget? For instance, you find that this government has allocated a whopping 800 million for the unknown things that the government cannot even tell Kenyans. Okay? A whopping 800 million for the so-called confidential budget allocation. What is this money meant for? Okay? Those are some of the questions we should ask ourselves. There is a lot of misappropriate of funds within this government. Secondly, how can the government tell us that they want to renovate the residence of the deputy president with the whooping 600 million, over 600 million, the same house that was contracted with 400 million? Okay? If a renovation can cost more than the actual price of construction house, then why can't they just pull down the entire house, then build a fresh one? Okay? Because it doesn't make sense when this government will spend more than the actual cost of the house in renovating an house. Okay? The office of the first lady and the second lady, the allocation into those offices does not make sense. Okay? These two offices are being allocated more than 600 million each. For what? What is so special, or what other responsibility does these offices have? And where is the accountability of this fund allocated to such offices? I'm not even talking of the increase of allocation in the office of the president and the office of the deputy president. Okay? So, before we complain of paying taxes, it seems up to this point, those who we elected, as Kenyans continue to warn MPs through SMSs and calls and whichever way, as a result of the exposed contact of the Member of Parliament, we should also come to term and realize that those who we elected, those who are given the mandate to represent us at the National Assembly, either they've been bots, or they are just not wise enough, or they just don't know their job. Because how on earth did the Parliament, how on earth did MPs approve such budget without even asking question? Okay? How can a government announce a budget of 4 trillion, but when you look at it, almost over 1 trillion Kenyan shillings is being allocated to some unknown things? We can say without any contradiction that this over 1 trillion is being allocated to some corruption, or to some individual's pocket to benefit some few individuals within this government. This is something that we should discourage. This is something that we should not allow. As we go out there to say no to the Finance Bill 2024 and to the increase of price, today the government, the president, hold a parliamentary group of the UDA Member of Parliament and the Kenya Kwanza MPs at State House. In this, they did come out and maybe try to rectify some bills within the Finance Bill 2024, like the taxes on bread, parts, and vehicle. Okay, but is that enough? Okay, is that what really the problem is? It is time for us to face the real problem, which is the misappropriate use of our public fund. Okay, there is no any way the government can budget for something that will not benefit Kenyans. The governments will be held accountable for every coin they spend. The president tells us that there is no money for the feeding program in our schools, but there is money to allocate for some unknown budget. Okay, the government telling us that there is no money to pay the DSS teachers and to make them on a permanent employment system, but there is money to allocate to the office of the First Lady that is not even accounted for. Those are some of the things that we should ask as Kenyans. Okay, as much as we fight the financial bill, but we should face the real issue, which is the misappropriate use of